So what's going on, YouTube? Alright, so this week we get quite a few treats. We get our boy Naruto waking up. It's been a while since, you know, we've seen some action with him. And he's kind of just in this conscious state right now. And he's waking up and there's this strange figure there. It ends up being the sage, you know. I guess that really wasn't a big mystery, but I guess the third eye on his head was kind of like a little bit of a shocker. That whole time I was just kind of waiting for Naruto to, you know, just say something about this eye on his head, because, you know, if somebody's going to say anything, it's going to be Naruto. And the third eye, I guess, the third eye represents, I guess, this greater sight. You know, people that have it in most lores have this, you know, perception of things such as like the future or the unknown, things that could happen, things that will happen, things that, you know, could happen but won't, you know, stuff like that. Also, the sage he's from a different time, so he's just having like this hard time, I don't know, communicating with Naruto, and Naruto the whole time is just thinking, you know, what is this guy saying? You know, I have no idea, who is this guy? The sage kind of goes, I guess, into his own history. We kind of get a little bit more background on where he came from, his mother, which I did not expect her to be this alien demon thing. I kind of thought she was human, but whatever. So I guess like Naruto and Sasuke are descended from aliens or spirits or something. Anyway, so she was the most powerful person, I guess, that ever lived. We don't get too much on that. And apparently the sage had a brother, which I'm kind of curious what happened to him. Like he's just like kind of mentioned briefly, then he's gone. And so I hope, you know, Kishi expands on who his brother is just a little bit, like what happened to him. I mean, he looked like he was a sage too. He had, you know, powers, and what happened to that chakra he had and whatnot. Then he kind of skips over that. He kind of, you know, fast forwards a bit to his own sons, and we understand like where this war sort of begins. The brother that inherited the eye techniques, the Sharingan, the Rinnegan abilities, and all this stuff. Well, he didn't get the Rinnegan, but he got the eye jutsus. He was the more, I guess, favored son, and the sort of looked upon it, sort of looked at it as like the genius of the family. And the younger son, which was more like, you know, it's more like Naruto. Doesn't have much talent. You know, he had to work for everything. You know, everybody did not, I guess, show him respect in the beginning. So he kind of had to earn everyone's respect, and but he also grasped the greater concept of love. Which the older brother, since he was looked upon as the gifted genius and everything, he really didn't have to work for much in his life, which, you know, is kind of the history of, you know, Sasuke and Naruto and just everything that's been leading up to this point, you know, with Hiroshima and Madara, and just like history repeating itself over and over. And this is, I guess, where it began, the first two, the brothers. I guess hearing the story of how the younger brother had to work for his power, and how he gained the respect and love of everyone around him, kind of resonated with Naruto in a little bit. In a way, I guess he kind of relates to that, because that's basically where he is in his life now. He's just now kind of getting the respect of everyone from the village, and his powers have just grown. And from what they were, I mean, I got sick of seeing that shadow clone jutsu. He's got like a whole host of other things he can do now, and he kind of left Sasuke in the dust. I mean, Sasuke before, in the beginning of the show, was just this great. He was just a gifted guy. I mean, he had, you know, all these different techniques, just the Sharingan, of course. Who doesn't love that? But so Naruto kind of relates to the younger brother a little bit. And I guess in the beginning, the sage, he believed that, you know, he kind of had the belief system of what Madara has now, like power. You know, only thing that matters is power, and he tried to teach that was, I guess, his ninshu, his the way he taught his ninshu for like power. But then over time, as he observed like his two sons growing up and like what the younger one was capable of and what he brought to the table as a leader, I guess his belief system kind of changed in that way, and he realized that power wasn't, I guess, the only thing that mattered. It was, I guess, how you treated people and looked out for people. Which, yeah, we get it, you know. So I'm just curious as to where this is all going to lead in the end, because we have this war that's going on simultaneously as Naruto's gaining his consciousness back. So after this war is over, if they can beat Madara, what is going to happen after they beat this guy? Is history going to repeat itself with, you know, Naruto and Sasuke? Are they doomed to fight each other, or will they take a different path, you know, a path towards peace and just work together towards the future? I don't know, because at this point, Sasuke, he could go either way. Like he could totally just try and mess things up and go for that position of Hokage, which I don't think anybody would, you know, follow him after, you know, the things he's done. Or he could, you know, help his best friend. I honestly feel that Sasuke will possibly repeat history and kind of battle for that position of Hokage, because there was that whole moment when he came back and they all met on the battlefield. It was like, oh, I'm going to be Hokage, and Naruto was like, no, I'm going to be Hokage, and then like Kiba, who was not even in the running, is like, oh, I'm going to be Hokage, you know. So I don't know. I'm interested to see if what's going to happen after this war, if they can beat Madara, which I don't know how they're even going to beat that guy. So this week I'll give this chapter a 7 out of 10 for stimulating my curiosity as what's going to happen after this war. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe below. Leave your comments. We would love to hear what you think. Thanks, and see you next time.